My guest this morning on Ashdown People is a Swoove fitness instructor, originally from Eastbourne, who now lives in Lindfield with her husband and son. And she says she's excited to be on the radio today, but not more than her son, who can't believe his mum is actually on the radio. Esther Featherstone, welcome to Ashdown Radio.
Hi, morning.
Is that an accurate description? The kids are really happy and excited? And
Yeah, I'm excited too, but yeah, Noah, I think, is extremely excited.
and how old is Noah?
He's 9.
He's 9. He's listening at home?
He's right here.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry, over in the corner. Yeah. Over in the corner. Noah, good to see you. Give me a shout out a bit later.
Very quiet.
So, welcome to Ashdown People. Just tell me a little bit about yourself and where you come from, Esther.
I'm originally from Eastbourne. I grew up with my mum, my dad, and my older sister, Rebecca. And then I moved to London to go to drama school when I was 17.
Did you always want to go into drama? Was that a thing that always attracted you?
Yeah, I was very inspired by my sister, who was an actress and who I always looked up to, and still look up to, of course, if she's listening.
She says quickly.
Yes, exactly. No, I really do. So I always wanted to be a performer from a very young age. We were always putting on shows for our little close where we lived and always inviting the neighbours round to watch our shows.
Now, you got a bit of a big break, didn't you?
I was very lucky. When I was at drama school, I was in my last year at drama school, and my agent got me an audition for a show at the time, which I didn't know what it was because I didn't have children. It was called The Tweenies. And it went on to be a huge success, won BAFTAs, and then we were very lucky when we finished filming in the studio. We took it on huge world tours and played at Wembley Arena and all the big arenas around the world. So incredibly lucky.
And what character did you play?
I played the naughty one, Bella, the blue one.
Why am I not surprised?
I know, no one's surprised. Also very bossy, which has, served me well in my future life, especially being a mum. So I was the naughty Bella and the bossy.
And how long were you in there for? How long did it run for?
I officially got the job in 2000, and we carried on touring pretty much until 2009.
Wow.
So I was in the studio for 2 years and then carried on touring.
When you get a character like that, do you get any input as you get into the character? Do you get any input into some of the lines and some of the bits and pieces, or do you just do what you're given and told?
I wanted to add that she sucked her thumb, but it had to go through lots of channels through the BBC, and eventually they said, you can't suck your thumb because it would encourage children to suck their thumb. So I wasn't allowed to do that, but it was incredible. We filmed up at Elstree Film Studios, where at the time Big Brother was being filmed, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we were there for that whole fiasco. Right. So it was huge. It was, it was an incredible time in my life.
So tell me about your choice of song number 1.
So my choice number 1 is Bright Eyes. My dear dad, who sadly is no longer with us, used to sing it to me because I had blue eyes and I was his youngest child. And he used to sing it to me, and so it's very special. It's by Art Garfunkel, and I still sing it to this very day, so it's very dear to my heart, this song.
So Art Garfunkel's Bright Eyes, that's your first track then, Esther. That's for your dad?
Yes, so he used to sing it to me, and it's very dear to my heart, and I sometimes sing it to my son when he allows me to sing. And then my husband and I always sing around the house. So
the singing bit is what you got involved with something called Swoove. So just take me back and tell me how this all came about.
It was 2014, I had my dear son Noah, and I was teaching my then dance fitness class. It was Christmas time, and there was a song, a terrible song called Aye Aye It's Christmas, and it's truly terrible. It's a Latin Christmas song, and I got everyone to sing to it. And halfway through the song, I looked out, and everyone was singing, was a lot sweatier, and by the end of it, really quite exhausted. But I realised, when I got home, I Googled to see if there was a dance class, fitness class based around singing.
So you're trained as a fitness instructor?
Yes,
by
I am.
then.
Yeah, I'm a personal trainer and a fitness instructor,
right.
As well as a musical theatre performer, and realised there wasn't a class like that out there. I said to my husband, I think there's something in this. I think I could create a fitness class around singing and whooping. And I was like, okay. So we were on our way down to Eastbourne to see my mum. My son was only 6 months old at the time. And I was going, sing, whoop, move. And he was going, woo, woo, in the back. And I was like, oh, swoove. S for sing, W for whoop and the oo for move. And that's when Swoove was born.
Wow. Wow.
In a nutshell.
And you created the idea, so how big is it now?
I've got one instructor in Australia, lots in East and West Sussex, one in Southampton, and I'm just trying to get someone in the northern area because one of my instructors had a piece in the WI, the Women's Institute magazine, and then I had lots of calls from the northern regions, about whether there was an instructor near them. And sadly there's not, so I need to...
Okay, come back to Swoove in just a moment. Tell me about your second song choice.
So song number 2 is The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. This is my dad's song. He sadly passed away when I was 21. An amazing dad, would give anything for anyone, very selfless. He based his whole life around his 2 daughters, was not materialistic. And this is a song that he was brought down the aisle when it was his funeral. And we laugh about it now because it's The Chain and it's a racing song. And we said they should have been racing down the aisle with this coffin. But it was the church was packed because he was such a loved man. And so this is his song, The Chain.
So my guest this morning on Ashdown People is Esther Featherstone, the founder of Swoove. And you were just telling us about how you founded it, and you've got Swoove centres, groups? What do you...
Yeah, Swoove instructors.
Instructors.
It's my dream to have a Swoove studio, which would be called a Swoovio.
Of course it would.
Of course it
would.
But yeah, so there's the Swoove instructors. It's, I make sure that the instructors aren't too close together so that they each have their own community.
Yeah.
But the way they build their communities is fabulous.
And do you do this on a franchise type model?
Is
that how it's done?
Yeah, so each instructor takes ownership, but I deliver all the choreography, so all the songs I choreograph and send to them. We come up with their logo and completely support them. I mean, they have to train, they have to pass the test.
Yeah.
And only then, and some, I have failed people because obviously I want them to be good instructors. But they're all so different, and I love that because they all build their own communities from different, aspects. But the central part of it is about mental health and about bringing communities together. When we went into lockdown, a lot of my Eastbourne instructors did doorstep Swoove, so they were, at a distance, but they still had that community. And then we went online within 3 days of being locked down, so all of the instructors could still earn an income.
And is it mainly ladies, or is it ladies and men who do Swoove, or how does it work out?
The instructors, I did have one instructor in London who was a gentleman, but he sadly since COVID had to give up. But the instructors are all women at the moment, but we have men that come to Swoove. There's lots of different classes within Swoove. So Swoove Ignite is in the dark with disco lights. Swoove Stretch is based around yoga and Pilates. Swoove Life is in care homes, which is wonderful. But we do have men that do come to the classes.
Now, you've got a very strong link in the Swoove with charities, so tell me about that.
Each instructor has to take one charity event a year, and they normally take more. And it's about local charities. So it's about charities that the community really benefit from. The bigger charities, the national charities are wonderful, but we want to raise money and raise awareness for local charities, because part of the trouble of raising money is lack of awareness. So each instructor is, they take one event a year to raise money for a local charity and to raise the awareness, and it's wonderful. So since we launched in 2015, we've raised over 160,000 for local charities.
Just pause there a second. £160,000.
Yes.
That is amazing.
I know, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm on just over 400,000. My goal is to reach 1 million, which I will do. We've got a thermometer on our website, which is swoovefitness.com, and it goes up every time we raise more money.
Wow. Fabulous. So let's go talk about your next song then, because once again, musically, it's very different.
I know, it's very eclectic, my choice.
Yes, go on, tell us about song number 3.
So Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Israel, and I can't pronounce his last name.
Kamakoklo. I won't do it either. Yeah, that'll do.
That was very close.
Yeah.
Is the song I walk down the aisle to. So my husband is my best friend, my soulmate, and I met him when I was doing Tweenie, so he was part of the crew, and he still works for theatre and TV now. He's head of production for Mark Thompson Productions, and it's what I walk down the aisle to, and I'm still very much in love. I met him 22 years ago, and he's still my best friend, so it's a very special song to me.
Above the chimney top, that's where you find.
My guest this morning on Ashdown People is the creator of Swoove, Esther Featherstone. Esther, the idea of Swoove, you're the one who created it. Are you really surprised about how it's taken off?
Very surprised. I didn't think for a second anyone would want to train in it, let alone come to my classes. So I was very surprised. So I wasn't expecting to roll it out as a franchise. But by the end of 2015, I had 20 instructors.
Wow.
And it's just...
You obviously hit a bit of a niche market there.
Yeah, I think the community, and I think the fact that I was very careful about my instructors, and I looked after them, and I still look after them, well, I hope they think I do, meant that it was a loved, training, and they went out to communities, and, they formed friendships and, great careers from it.
So anybody listening is thinking, Swoove, I might give that a try perhaps in the new year. Do you want to give a shout out for your website?
So the website's swoovefitness.com, and you spell Swoove SWOOVE fitness.com, and you can search for your local classes. You can even do classes online. You can download, classes and just do them whenever you want, or you can join instructors during live classes. Right. It's very accessible.
So when you're away from Swoove, what about sort of other hobbies and interests you get up to?
Well, I love running. Oh, I say love. No, I do love running. I have a gorgeous friend called Sarah who I run with. She lives in Newark. And we've run a few marathons together. We did a...
You must love running if you're doing
challenge,
marathons.
Yeah. We did 5 and 5 in October. So 5 marathons. And she does motivate me. She's brilliant. We're doing another marathon next year, so I've got to start training for that.
And what about sort of films and TV? Do you get much chance to sort of put your feet up and watch a good film or a bit of TV?
My husband and I love a horror film.
Oh, right, okay.
But we're very picky because nowadays they don't really make horror films that are, for...
So what's the best one for you? If you want the one...
My favourite horror film
I've got a feeling I know what you're going to say, but
no,
go on.
No, I don't think you do. It's
go
called
on.
Don't Look Now.
Oh.
It's Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland, and it's set in Venice, and it's 1979 it was made. And it was made famous because the naughty scene, they actually, they did it, and that was made famous because of that. I'm not sure whether I can say that on radio.
And this is a horror film?
It's a horror film,
okay,
yes.
Right.
Yes, it's, yeah.
Of course, the one I thought you were going to say would be The Exorcist. That's where I thought you were going to go.
No, Don't Look Now, yeah. But we love any horror films. Japanese horror films, Train to Busan's very good. But we're very picky. If it doesn't really shock us, then, we kind of turn it off halfway through.
Okay. Tell us about the song. Tell us about the song number 4 then.
I Like to Move It is because of Swoove. So we changed the lyrics. I like to sing it. I like to whoop it. I like to move it. I like to swoove it. And it comes from creating Swoove.
That's Real to Real, and I like to move it. So, Esther, I get that feeling. I can imagine doing the sort of Swoove dance routines to that. Is that one of your favourite ones? Is that?
It is. It's one of the original songs. So it's quite old now, but it's dear to my heart because it's I choreographed that one in 2015 when I launched Swoove.
So outside of Swoove, then we talked about some of your hobbies and TV and that. What about food and drink? Are you a bit of a foodie?
My husband and I are foodies, yes. We will base holidays, pre our son Noah, we would base holidays around going to visit Michelin-star restaurants. We went to Florence once and based it around this restaurant called Enotica Pincera, and the 4-day holiday was cheaper than the 16-course tasting menu.
and going to the Michelin-star restaurants like that, you obviously feel they're worth it.
We love the whole experience. My
Yeah.
husband loves to cook. He will spend 3 days cooking, a special dish just for himself. But he loves cooking. He loves cooking for people. We love the whole entertainment around the meal. We went to Leonardsley Gardens a few months ago, and it was incredible. They forage everything from the grounds, and each course comes out and they have a little pin drop as to where they foraged that particular meal.
So what are programs like MasterChef? Are you into that, or is that sort of...
I don't watch MasterChef, but
Right.
I do. There's
Yeah.
certain chefs that we follow and that we really like.
Is there any particular chefs locally that you would say, been to, really good, really enjoyed?
Oh my goodness! Oh, you've put me on the spot now. Oh, I don't.
Not one that jumps to mind, obviously.
No,
Okay.
obviously not.
All right, fair enough. So it's the end of a long day.
Yes.
You're sitting down, you put your feet up.
Yes.
You've got a glass in your hand and you listen to some music. So question, what's in the glass? What are you listening to?
0% Peroni because I don't drink. It sounds boring, but I don't need to drink. And I'm probably listening to drum and bass or Stevie Wonder if I want to chill.
Okay. And what about song number 5 then?
Song number 5 is Sex on Fire, Kings of Leon. And this is purely for me. I love this song. I could dance around the kitchen to this song all day, and I just love the hook of it. I'm drawn to a song by the hook. So that's if a song's got a good hook, it's in a Swoove set. But this is an incredible song.
I have to say, Esther, that is a cracking song, eh?
Really is.
Kings of Leon, Sex on Fire.
Air guitar to the max.
Do you do any Swoove routines to that, or is it not really?
I haven't done that one, no, because I don't want to keep hearing the song at work. So there's some songs that I will never do at Swoove because I just want to enjoy them and not have to do a routine to them.
Got it.
Because I want to separate it.
Do you do any rock songs actually to Swoove, or is it not really the right sort of beat?
I do some requests. So if I have some Swoovers getting married, or there's a special song to them, I will do it for them, and then video it and upload it for the instructors. There is, we do some rock songs. It's not huge though.
It's been great talking to you this morning, and thank you for coming in and sharing your journey down the line of Swoove. Few people I think you'd probably like to give a quick shout out to.
I do. I want to mention my father-in-law, Sean. He's wonderful, and I lost my dad at 21, so me and him have a lovely relationship, and I know he's listening, and if I didn't mention him, he'd probably scratch me off his Christmas card list. I'm very proud of him. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's a couple of years ago, and he is doing very well, and I'm very proud of him. I also want to mention my mum. I will play this back to her. My mum has dementia and is in care home. But she's a wonderful mum, and my sister and I are very lucky to have her, and I love her very much. So this is also linked to my last song.
And what about your Swoove team as
well? My
well?
Swoove team, I have to say thank you to all the instructors. They are wonderful human beings. They've created wonderful communities, and they are brilliant. I think their Swoove communities would say so as well. So I'm very thankful to them, and to all my Swoovers that support my classes. There's a Mr. Pete Kogel who runs all my website. He's fabulous. And all my Swoovers that keep turning up to my crazy classes, they're all wonderful.
Esther, it's been great fun talking to you this morning. Tell us about your last song.
Thank you very much for having me. Merry Christmas to all your listeners. The last song is for my mum. I took her to see the Killers about 11 years ago, and she loves them, and she will still get up and dance to them, and I think she still knows the words to this, even though her dementia's not great. So this is for my mum, Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
That's the Killers, that's Mr. Brightside, and my thanks to Esther Featherstone for coming today, talking about the creation of Swoove, her dance routines, her life and what she does, and also picking the music today as well.